Okay, in this lesson, I'm going to show you a little alternate picking exercise using our 12-bar blues pattern, and we're also going to introduce our pinky into this riff that we've already learned. The riff is, we're going to go and extend on that riff that we learned earlier. But this time we're going to alternate the picking. We're not going to play it as chords. So it's going to sound like this. Okay, so what we're working on here is alternating between two strings. So we're going to form our A5 chord. So open A string in the second fret on the D string with our first finger. We're going to pick down those two notes. So A to the D string. Both downstrokes. Then we're going to put our third finger on the fourth fret. So we're going to alternate between the notes we're playing on the D string with our open A string. So then we're going to come up with an upstroke and then down to our D string with our third finger now on the fourth fret. So okay, so once you got that down, we go back to the 5 and back to our third finger here. So far we got, and if you take note of my pick hand, I'm just staying right in between the A and D string. So my upstrokes are on the A string, my downstrokes are on the D string. Okay, after you do that twice, now we're going to introduce our pinky in here. And what we're playing here, we're adding in the flat 7. So if you remember from our chord formula for a dominant 7 chord, we had a root, a 3, a 5, and a flat 7. So this is basically the root note in the flat 7, which kind of, it's not a full dominant 7 chord, but it gives you the sound of a dominant 7 chord because we're playing that flat 7. Now, so pinky on the 5th fret of the D string is our flat 7. Then we're going to go back to our third finger on the 4th fret and back to our first finger on the 2nd fret. And finish up going back to the 4th fret with our third finger. So one time around, this is how it sounds. Okay, so that 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 2 bars. We know in our 12-bar blues pattern, we play the 1 chord for 4 bars. So we'll play that pattern twice. Okay, so keep in mind we're alternating our picking between the A and the D string. So now we go to our 4 chord, which is D. Same pattern. Now we're just alternating between the D string, our root note, and the notes we're playing on the G string. Adding our pinky in. So that's 2 bars we play on the 4, so that requires just going around that riff 1 time. Then we go back to the 1 chord for 2 bars. Now we go to the 5 chord, which is our E, so now we're alternating between the low E string and the A string with our pick hand. For 2 bars, then we go back to the 1 for 1 bar, which is just half that riff, so you won't be playing with your pinky on the last bar on the 1 or on the A. And then for our turnaround, we can just do a little rhythm with our, we can either go to an E major chord that you know now, or we can just play an A5 power chord, or you can do a turnaround that we've learned. You can do any of those 3 things. So let's take a listen to how the whole thing goes again. Okay, that's how it goes 1 time around. Couple tips to keep in mind. Leave your first finger down. When you use your pinky, leave your 3rd finger down. Because when you go back, you have no movement to do. All you got to do is lift your pinky, then lift your 3rd finger. Try to remember to keep your fingers in tight to the strings. Remember our hovering fingers, so you want to kind of keep that pinky hovering over the 5th fret. Make sure when you're alternating your picking, you're doing ups on the root note or the open string and downs on the string below. Okay, so work on that, and I'll see you in the next lesson.